So this is the driveway down, and this is the lower parcel. The upper parcel begins right here along this fence line. And Steve was into Volkswagens, so there's still several dilapidated Volkswagens here. They were all junk. This is the back side of the house. The old bar. Anyway, just take you down the driveway. And I'm willing to take this property as it is. I'll do all the cleanup. Steve's place is down here in the trees down here a little bit. So a couple years ago, this whole field, it's not very big. It's probably 100 foot to where those apple trees are from where I'm standing. This was just all blackberries, and and I came in. I mean, you couldn't see any of that. I came in and with my masticator, my equipment, and cleaned it all up for him. But this is the driveway. This whole thing gets pretty muddy once it starts raining. It's relatively dry now, but get quite a bit of road noise. Also because the road's right there. So this was one of Steve's vehicles. And he used to drive this around. I've never seen him drive that Toyota. I don't know what's going on with that. But I believe that was operational. I think. Yeah. Anyway, this is the main house that he was living in. I'm sure it's all locked up, but let me take you a walk around. It's really overgrown in here. And he was opposed to cutting anything. So, you know, we have plastic on the roof, and everything is just dilapidated. There was no reason for him to live the way he did, but that was Steve. I'm assuming this is locked up, but I will see. Yeah, it's all locked up, but it's pretty rough inside. Yeah, it's pretty rough inside. You can see sorry folks, you can see the plastic on the roof. The whole thing was just leaking, and it's full of just molded out. The bathroom didn't work, yet he was still kind of using it. I'll show you where he was actually carrying buckets of his crap and dumping them. It's pretty gross. Anyway, this was an old building that the loggers that he bought it from had. They never lived here. I'm not sure what was going on with this. I think this was a little indoor grow scene that he was doing. Bunches of just garbage. There's a lot here. There's a lot going on here. Take you to the backside here. More piles of stuff. He was a collector, that's for sure. So, and then the property ends right there, right up there where that fence is. There's several. These are greenhouse hoops. There's several greenhouses here. Really not worth anything. There's so many of them laying around here now, but in this area, let's see. The septic, I think, is over here. Oh, yeah. So, no, Callie. This is the septic tank that is all dilapidated and caved in, and you could see before where, I guess it's been a while, but he was just, Callie, out of there. He was just dumping his buckets in there. It was, anyway, kind of sad. Backside of the property there. This is just more gross stuff. They had greenhouses, and he's just growing some pot back there, it looks like. And then I had mentioned that that the county would not be kind to putting in a septic here, because this creek is literally 60 feet away from the house. This is a spawning ground creek, and anyway, so there's that issue to deal with the property. You just walk back here. Bunch of car parts, all Volkswagen stuff. Yeah. I mean, this is just a bunch of salvage yard stuff along with the rest of the vehicles. And I was halfway surprised that he didn't have me do some cleanup for him when I was here, but you know, they were, he only wanted to do a certain amount. And this was all where we're walking. This was all overgrown with blackberries and whatnot. Fruit trees that were broken down and hadn't been pruned in 40 years, kind of thing. This was another grow area that he had. Along the fence, and then there's a hoop set up over here, still existing. Yeah, so this was a couple years ago. This was all completely overgrown out here. This was all completely overgrown with blackberries and brush and poison oak. And I came in and cleared all this out and, saved these trees that he wanted to save, these fruit trees. I'm just kind of making a big circle around the property, but I came in on that road right up there next to that telephone pole. So, yeah. So this is it. It's nothing fancy. Like I said, my wife and I, our dream was to make this kind of like a little hip camp scenario for motorcycle travelers. The property line goes right to those, basically where I just walked out of. That creek is the property line, and then these trees is the property line, and the road up there is the property line. So it's just a small, 2.5 acre parcel. Hope that gives you an idea of what you got and what's going on here. Ooh, it's wet over here. Yeah, so there's several cars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 or 12 vehicles still here, plus the 2 that possibly run down there. Okay. Anyway, hope that helps, and look forward to talking to you guys as things go along.